that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you an update on the Karmelo Anthony case. And in case you don't know, in case you don't remember, you need a recap. Let me just give you a little bit of background before we go forward. Now, in Frisco, Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, two high school kids, both age 17, get into a fight over a spot under a tent during a high school track meet. One of the boys has a knife. He stabs the other one time during the fight. The other boy dies. May Austin Metcalf, rest in peace. Prayers out to his family. Prayers out to the Anthony family as well, because they're both going through a whole lot. Now, there is a lot of information out there, and this information is misinformation. It's straight up lies or unfounded rumors. Things people think to be true, but there's no evidence to say whether it's true or false. Now, in this video, I'm here to debunk some of that and to give some more insight on the facts as we know them so far. I'm not here to talk about what happened under the tent. You might think my take and my previous video was on point, off point, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Let's get to what we know right now as far as facts. Now, there's a few things I got to clear up right away. There's rumors about, they took the Give, Send, Go fundraise money, $440,000, and they bought a new house. They bought an Escalade. They bought 3 cars. None of that is based in reality. There's no evidence to support any of that. Now, people are citing articles like this from The Sun. You see the headline, family of quote unquote killer Karmelo Anthony to buy new house and security with donated $430,000 as he freed an Austin Metcalf murder. Now, to buy, does that mean that a house was purchased? No, it doesn't. Does that mean security was purchased? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean any of that. So when people say he bought a house and cars and whatnot, where's your evidence? You see what it says right here. Karmelo Anthony living with family in $900,000 home in gated community, bought new car after release on bond in Austin Metcalf murder case report. Now, there's a lot here. First of all, it does not say that he purchased a home or his family purchased a home. It just says he's living in a home that is worth that much. So does that mean that the home was purchased? Does that mean that it's being leased, that it was leased recently? From my research that I did and from my sources I won't mention, he's been living in that house with his family, his mom, dad, and 3 other siblings since at least 2023, but probably 2022. And they've been in this particular area of Texas since 2021. There is no evidence to say that any of the monies from the Give, Send, Go were used to purchase anything, let alone a new house and cars and whatnot. They're talking about a new car was purchased. What's the report? Like, what's the actual source for the new car being purchased? Okay, let's go through the article a little bit. You see what it says? The home where rent is about $3,500 a month on estimate, had a white Suburban, a black Acura, and a third sedan in the driveway on Tuesday, according to the outlet. Now, a neighbor said the family had just bought a new ride. Quote, he got a new car, the resident told the outlet. If you look at the license plate, it's got a paper tag and it expires June 4th. Now, how does the neighbor know who the car belongs to? That car could belong to anybody. After an event like this, where they're getting a lot of scrutiny, people that doxed them, people outside their houses trying to take pictures, people sending them things, because that's something else they said. Let's go down a little bit here. Okay, they're talking about they're getting a bunch of Amazon orders, things of this nature. Let's go down. Look, the home has also been getting flooded with deliveries, allegedly for Anthony, with Amazon trucks being seen making multiple drops at the home. So if the address was doxed and the internet knows the address, how do you know who's sending things to the home? It could be outside people, haters, people that are threatening toward the family, people that are supportive of the family. How do you know that these orders are from Karmelo or his family? How do you know that? You don't know what's going on. People are just making assumptions. the word of a neighbor is not really enough. Furthermore, if they just moved there, then how would the neighbor know that a new car is in the driveway that's not normally there? It doesn't make any sense. And again, they don't know who the car belongs to. That could be friend, family, relative, anybody. Because of all the scrutiny, because of the threat of violence, that could be somebody just coming to help. You don't know what's going on. People are just saying things that they think to be true without any evidence. Now, this is on TMZ. Look what it says. Karmelo Anthony not using moolah, the money, the cash from the fundraiser, even after posting the bill for $250,000, which you pay 10%, that's $25,000 in cash. Now, let's go down a little bit. Jacob Wells, the co-founder of GiveSendGo, tells TMZ no funds have been distributed as the company receives clarity from the campaign recipient on use of funds so that the people that have given can be confident in how their donation is being used. So there's oversight, there's transparency. This is not some kind of scam that's going on, okay? And again, no money from this has been used. Some are going to say, well, it could be a loan based on the money because people know it's going to be there. They know they're going to get paid back. But where's the evidence that anything was purchased? There is no evidence. There's a picture of the mom next to an Escalade in front of a house. It might be the house they live in right now, but there's no indication of when the picture was taken. That could be an old picture from when they first moved into their house. Thank you, husband, for providing this house for me and our children. It could be that, but people are just saying, hey, you know what? The only way this family, this black family, could afford to live right here in this very expensive home and have these nice things is because they scammed the money from the GoFundMes. That's not, that's just not based in reality. Now, this is going to be on Fort Worth Star Telegram, okay? Now, right here, it says the parents in court told Judge Angela Tucker that Karmelo is the oldest of their 4 children and that the family moved to the Dallas-Fort Worth area 4 years ago. Okay, so again, they're not just living out there for the very first time. They've been there for a while. Now, there was a press conference, all right? The mother spoke and the rep representing the family or helping the family spoke as well. I'll link to the full press conference and everything in the box. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it. And again, this is the mother speaking. This is Karmelo's mom.
And let me be clear. The claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the GiveSendGo fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made.
So yesterday would have been Wednesday, April 16th, 2025. So if they started the process yesterday, they might not be able to access any cash until Friday at the earliest, probably Monday. Now, this is Dominique Alexander. He's helping the family out with what's going on. He's talking about Austin Metcalf's father showing up to the press conference uninvited. Let's watch.
And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character who is not invited. He knows that is inappropriate to be near this family, but he did it.
So that's that. There's more to it, but again, I'll link to everything in the box.
This press conference was actually delayed because Austin Metcalf's father actually showed up to the press conference, did not leave when he was asked to leave initially, and was peacefully escorted out. We've got video of that now by Dallas police. During this press conference, Dominique Alexander, who is the president of the organization that hosted this press conference, spoke about Metcalf being at the press conference. He called it disrespectful. As you can see here, Mr. Metcalf had a calm conversation with officers. I believe he shakes hands with the officer he's speaking with before he walks away. And he had stood in the back of the room with his sunglasses on like he's wearing now, not really engaging with anyone, but did stand there for some time.
So you can see what the objective was here. I'm going to stand here, make my presence known. It's kind of intimidating because, of course, you're going to have the family rep right here and then the parents right here. So you got the father of the deceased staring at him. You can't do stuff like that. And I would say it if it was the other way around, if he held a press conference and then the Anthony showed up. You can't do that. Let the family have their press conference without any kind of other stuff, any kind of drama going on. All right. And again, it does point to a character issue. It really does. All right. Now let's watch some of this here.
In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats.
There's more, but I don't want to play the entire thing. You can kind of understand what's going on. People are going to their home, sitting outside, sending them threatening messages, sending them packages. It could be suspicious things. There's a lot going on. Now, look, as I close, I want to say this. Just like Karmelo Anthony's mother said, you can think whatever you want to about what happened under the tent that day, but why harass the family? Why not just wait for the court action to carry out? All you're going to do by doing stuff like that is get yourself in trouble. For what reason? Let the court action play out. And I would say it regardless of what color. Same thing with the whole George Floyd situation. You're going out there doing things you shouldn't be doing, breaking the law, intimidating people, rioting, carrying on. Don't do any of that. Let the law take its course. Do it that way. All this extra stuff, that ain't what we do. And to the conservative pundits putting out information that's unfounded, unverified, straight up rumors, you got to stop. You got to stop, because you're putting innocent people at risk. Because again, you could think whatever you want to about Karmelo Anthony. What's that got to do with the mom? What's that got to do with the father? Why are you going to try to do something to them? Even if you think that Karmelo did something wrong, it's called a court system. Let them handle it. You don't try to interfere. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about all the things that have been said about Karmelo and the family? Talking about, oh, they got a brand new house and they got to escalate. Things that have no basis in reality. Things that are not backed up by facts. If you're going to say something like that, let it be the truth. Listen, you can agree with me, disagree with me on my opinion about this case. I think it's self-defense. Agree with it, disagree with it. That's just my opinion. When it comes down to the facts, if you're going to report a thing as a fact, you got to have evidence. Rumors, allegations, things like that, that's not enough if you are in my shoes as a journalist or a guy people trust when it comes to news. You can't just report on stuff like that without having evidence. I always cite my sources. In this video, I read you articles, and I will link to everything. I write articles myself. I don't just put out salacious nonsense to get clicks and ratings and views and subscribers. I don't do that. I'm always lean on the truth, because the truth is all that matters. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.